Hello friends, welcome to channel Reza Blade. As usual, I'm your friendly neighborhood Reza. Today's Mani tutorial is for Easter and beyond. The Easter lily image is what I'm wearing for this weekend, of course, but there are so many lovely flowers on the plate we'll be using today that the possibilities are endless, like really actually endless. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you'll enjoy this tutorial and like and comment on this video and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out. Anyway, the stamping is added with MoYou London's Botanicals number 15 plate, which was in Beautometry's February My Mani box. In the description below, I linked the subscription information, and I did a live unboxing of the February box. I'm going to link that too. It's just a really great subscription box for nail stamping aficionados. And of course, I mean, the elephant in the room, I want to apologize for yet another long absence. My mom's been on the hospital. My purse and phone were stolen with hundreds of not backed up nail art images. Never make that mistake again. On my left hand, so what I've got here is a neon version of the Mani we're about to create. I just wanted to prove how versatile this design is, so we're using a softer palette for today's nails. This particular image, the Easter lily, is right here on the plate. And believe it or not, I used this empty square for this French, oh my goodness, show them, for this French gradient piece, but I also used it for the purple and the green accents. And then you see those dots, what those dots are? Those dots are from this one. So it's a really great plate, very versatile. I love it. I did a few little on paper. I really like to show my subscribers and friends how well these plates stamp. There are a number of really trusted vendors or creators of plates, and MoYou London is definitely one of them. So I'm going to move this out of the way now. I don't have to talk about it anymore. So to get this look, the first thing you're going to need, obviously, in my design, I've used a special nail polish with dots of color. If you don't have these, like these are both, well, this is from, this is Dippin' Dots, actually, from China Glaze. I don't know if it's still available. This one's the Arctic Confetti. Sorry about the blood. I got too excited playing with Gozer right before the video. And then the stamps, the colors on here that I used are color alike for this particular Mani. So anyway, I was telling you something. Special polish with dots of color. If you don't have these kinds of indie polishes yet, I want to tell you that it is not hard to do it yourself. So I usually keep my dotting tools sort of clipped together. And I'm going to choose a small one here. This is pretty small. And I'm going to choose a little bit bigger one. That's a little bit bigger. And I'm going to try to recreate this effect, not precisely, but I'm going to do it on this nail before we get going on anything else. So you can skip over this part if you already have one of those polishes. I'm going to make the blue the little ones and the yellow the bigger ones. So here's what I'm doing. I usually grab it from the brush, that way there's less waste. And I just dot, dot. I'm not even close enough so that you can see this. Maybe now. I really am trying to zoom in. Okay. So we've got dot. And I usually do make some sort of vocal blip noise for fun when I'm dotting. Mostly because Gozer watches me, I guess, and I have to be entertaining in my brain. I just wiped this off. I can clean it off with acetone a little bit later. So I'm going to put this aside. We're still going to need that color. And then here we've got Wet n Wild. What's that? Oh, I didn't tell you that this was Daisy Dukes. There's a character on Archer that says Dukes all the time. I think his name is Ray? I don't know. Anyway, I was going to make the yellow bigger, but I appeared to have made it smaller, so I'm grabbing the biggest end here, and I'm going to use that for the blue. We make adjustments as we just roll with the punches is what we do. So I'm going to do a blue here. You know, it really has taken me a long time to get to get dots right, because I have an intermittent tremor. Some of you may know that. And there are certain little functions that are just real hard for me. It's like you barely even touch it. So that's going to be my my sample nail. And it's not as cool, I admit. It's not as cool as the actual like polish, but it's close enough. I mean, if you're just getting started out with your polish collection and you're not aware of the huge money sink and glorious joy that is indie polishes. By the way, Polish Pickup started today. Don't forget to check it out. PolishPickup.com. It is the first Friday of every month, and the best stuff goes real quick. Anyway, so I wanted to show you kind of how I designed this nail set now that I'm... Whoa, yeah. Here, hold on. I'm going the wrong way. Okay, so I did a bunch of these like lattice things from this stamping plate. Everything I'm doing is on this stamping plate. I did a lot of this lattice kind of work to see how it would look over the dipping dots. And then eventually I found that I needed to cover them in white, but I still just didn't like something, and I thought, oh, cool, I use this and I make a reverse stamp out of it with I just put the pink down right on top of there. I didn't go with it. And this was to practice. What I'm using here is just Sèche Vite. I get a lot of Sèche Vite because it's cheap in bulk on Amazon. And I can save my Nevermind Apothecary top coat for the nice stuff. Let's get started. This is a long start. Anyway, I'm gonna move this out of the way. I just wanted to show you don't need fancy nail polishes all the time. So, now what we're gonna do, you're gonna want to decide where. Obviously, you don't have to copy me. You're gonna want to decide where you want your focal nails, like the accent solid colors, to be. And you just take those solid colors from whatever colors are in your speckle polish. So for this polish, I took this neon pink and this neon blue. I really like this one. It's from Lynn B Designs, but it's from like 2 years ago, so long discontinued. Okay, so this special polish I've used today is Noodles Nail Polish Blueberry Lemonade from Polish Pickup March of 22. So just about exactly a year ago I would have gotten it, maybe a couple weeks in the future. So I have given these a white base because in my experience, I don't like to waste the polishes, the fancy expensive polishes, and it actually does help to have a white base under some of these. Like I didn't do a white base under these and I really regretted it. But I think these would have been fine without a white base. I think I'm going to want to do a double coat anyway because I'm not getting as many dots as I would like. So here we go again. I should probably shake it. It has been sitting there a long time. Maybe all the particles are at the bottom. I know you're not supposed to shake just before you use a polish, but I break all the rules anyway. All right, let's try this. Oh, goodness gracious me. That is great. All right, so maybe something down here. Come on, Dot. Something stick. There we go. All right. And then I'm going to do just a little bit more over here and we can be done so that I can show you all this nail art. We're going to do the Easter lily today. And I don't want to stamp it in black, so I'm going to show you one of my cheats. When you don't quite, like with the palette, you don't quite want to stamp it in black. But what I used for this one is a dark purple. I stamped it in. I think there's probably a super dark blue I can stamp it in for this Manny. All right, this one's called Midnight Ink. I don't know whether it's from the regular line or from Polish Pickup, because I do buy, Michelle does do her polishes in Polish Pickup, and I do buy from, in fact, today all I got in the Polish Pickup was Michelle's new plate, Hit the Bottle's new plate, Mystic Charm 02, and also the polish. She has a stamping polish there too. So I'm just going to go ahead and move these just quickly out of the way. These can go now. I've told you about these guys. This particular Weekend Boogie is, I think, an exclusive, but it might not be. Does it say Lantern and Red exclusive? I don't know. But that's the color. So I'm going to go ahead and just smush it on down. Because they are kind of fine lines, or let it sit there for just a sec. And then I'm going to grab a stamping. I never scrape more than twice. I try to do it once if I can. We got a good pickup here. So, you know, I always I always struggle with the tape while I'm wearing my gloves. So this will be interesting. We're taking off the extra because we don't want it on our nails. And then I always, so that there's no accidental pickup of those fine lines when you're painting. I know I've seen people ask about that. I'm going to show you how I fix that, how I prevent that. So there is a polish right here. Wet n Wild Clear Nail Protector. This is the one that kind of works the best for decals, okay? But when you do this, you can't overlap the strokes, otherwise you're going to smear your stamp. So here I go, very carefully. And I have to let this dry. So I do 2 total coats of this. 3 if I think it's really fiddly and I might mess up, because I can fix it with my fingernails sometimes if there are 3 coats of clear coat. Otherwise, if it's less than that, I kind of just mess up the stamp with my fingernail. All right, so now that that is drying, we can top coat these guys. I don't know why I'm insisting on top coating, but I am. We are going to stamp on them, of course. And we're not going to do anything with this blue nail here, so I'm going to move him. At the very end of the video, I'm going to go ahead and put a still picture of what the finished Manny looks like on my hand. At the beginning of the video, there should have been a picture of this one. So we can kind of compare. So that's done. Now I'm going to show you how to, well, we're probably going to be able to put another coat here. Coloring in the reverse stamp is a lot of fun. Some people use dotting tools. I use very fine paint brushes. I don't think this is quite clear enough. So, do we want to do something on this nail? Let's see. Okay, so I have heretofore made much mention of the empty square, and it is for that reason. I have tried to get into practice of saying whether it's an intermediate video or a beginning video or whatever. This stamp is a intermediate level stamp, I think. And these aren't specifically stamping polishes, but they're both brands that tend to work okay. So I'm going to try it anyway. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it like that. Oh, that's thinning out a little too much. That's not going to stamp well. That's unfortunate. I'm going to go like that. Oh, I didn't let it touch. And then I'm going to grab my stamp and be ready. I want this as close to flat against the plate as I can do it. I just did 2 swipes, more if I really want the colors to blend. And there's my pickup. You can tell these aren't stamping polishes because they didn't pick up fabulously. And then what I do, I'll show you on the test nail, that I really got rid of very dumbly. Okay, here we go. So I was just doing like a, oh, I went the wrong direction. We'll do it anyway. No, I'm going to do it again. When you want to clean your stamper, I use lint roller. See, that looks so pretty. But it's not really a gradient. That didn't work that well. So I gotta clean off that plate. Just a second. Use 100% acetone to clean off your plates. Because any conditioners in there can prevent good pickup if you have like something with aloe or anything really, even scent added in there. Okay, so I'm gonna do it this way now, so I can show you. We're gonna do it up and down. It's probably how they intended to do it because I was working horizontally. All right, we're gonna do this again, as flat as we can do it. And then I'm gonna hurry it up. Get on over here. I did not even include that in the frame. Makes me a very naughty person. Maybe not naughty, maybe just I have regrets. Okay, you see, I waited a little bit too long to stamp it. But that's okay. That was just a, if you wait too long, just use a sticky base coat like I have one from Nevermind. It's called Clingy. And if that's out of stock, all sorts of indie companies, and I mean, even Beautometry, all sorts of places have sticky base coats. Okay, so that's an idea of what I did to get this nail. All right, so I did want to show you that before I finished the mani. Now, I have proof here that these aren't stamping very well. So I'm probably going to bust out my... Sorry, I keep knocking my head on the light. It is something that I do. I'm ready to put another coat on. I may end up just pausing the video for a while I wait for all of this to dry and find some more stamping polishes. So, but this is just another coat of the clear nail protector. When I buy it at like Walgreens and stuff, it's like $1.99, I think. So it's super cheap. And I go through bunches of it. I find it at Dollar Tree sometimes too. When you find it, buy it in bulk. Because sometimes I go months without seeing it, and sometimes I see it 2 times a week. So this is all gonna dry, and I'm gonna come back to you when I'm ready to paint this in. All right, be right back. Okay, I'm back. We got to get this show on the road, so I'm gonna go ahead. I did the leaves beforehand, and I am gonna tell you that if you are having trouble, you're using a hard scraper, you're scraping flat against the surface, and you're still not getting a good pickup, even of a solid color, these are going to be solid color tips. Well, not as complicated as this look. Then you can always use my Scotch tape trick. I mean, not unique to me, but the Scotch tape trick, or do it freehand. Now, for the Scotch tape trick, your polish must be not just dry, but cured, and that's not straight. Let me take it off camera to get it straight. I'm a little bit... My sight isn't always the best. Okay, so I'm going to do this real quick to show you. If you don't want to deal with the stamp that's empty, the empty stamp, doesn't that sound kind of macabre? or at least foreboding. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use the blue one here. Now, you'll notice I found the right yellow, but I did not find the right blue and hit the bottle. This is like a 6-year-old Born Pretty polish. I don't even know if Born Pretty makes stamping polishes anymore. They certainly don't look like this. And so, oh my goodness, this is so old. I did it off camera and I still got it wrong. This is so funny. Everybody laugh at me. All right, because I think it's funny. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Cross our fingers. Might have smudged it right there. This is really heavy. I should have thinned this before I worked with it. I'm going to try to empty this brush and get some of that off. Oh, great. Well, you can tell I'm going to use the empty square. Anyway, so it turns out like that. It's very nice. I like the Scotch tape trick. Okay, so there's for that one. And for the yellow one, after I'm done coloring the lily in, I will show you how to use the square for this Manny, and we'll keep the pace up. Now, do I want sparkly white or do I want opaque white? I want to keep this, I want to kind of keep this shorter. So, and I would have to do an opaque white under the sparkly white. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use this, my like little mermaid brush, as on certain parts of the Easter lily. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I did not anticipate my tutorials, because they do involve real challenges. Like I keep all this stuff in to show you like just, you know, everything I'm doing, everything that happens. This isn't a quick process when we do reverse stamps. It's not like magically sped up. It's not how that works in real life. So I want you to see what I'm doing. I also want to add that when you spend a lot of time on a stamp like this, you really don't want to leave anything to chance. So one of the things that I do is before I top coat everything, after I've finally put the reverse stamp on, I do use hairspray. I may not show you that part of it because we're in a hurry now. I've realized how long this tutorial is, and I hope there's something I can cut out of it. Anyway, so we're going to keep going with this brush, but I have a feeling I'm going to need to move real soon to a different brush. Because, or at the very least, the polish is drying on this brush and its days are numbered. Here we go. Let's try to get one more stroke out of it. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and clean off. I just have a bottle of acetone over here as I step off screen to take care of that. I do always rinse off my after I clean it in acetone. I have a little water cup so that I don't leave the acetone on the brush to slowly eat away at it. And I know everybody's heard my spiel about that. Sorry. It's just a thing that really did happen to me when I first started stamping, and I didn't understand what's going on. When you see my hand like this, I'm just pulling the wand up and tapping my brush against the wand to get a little bit of paint, because I don't like to use palettes. The polish will dry pretty quickly and kind of waste polish. Waste not, want not, right? We're all on a budget of some sort. All right, so I've got that one. The cool thing about the clear stamps of these days, I didn't start when there were lots of clear stamps, is that you can look at your progress and see what looks good, if it's time to bail, and put it on the lint roller to kill it. I've had to kill plenty of reverse stamps. All right, I'm getting a real tremor issue here, so I'm using my pinky to stabilize my my brush grip. So I really do want to get all these little bits of, you can tell when you don't get certain things. Now, I don't know if that was right. It might not be great, so I'm going to turn this around and see. Looks like we're still all right. pretty soon I'll have to put clean off the brush and start with a new load, because like I said, the paint does sort of dry on the brush if you use it long enough. Right, get to the base there. I think I've got all that. I'll find out if there are any holes when I look at it next. So this is, I do a lot of stamping videos that involve reverse stamping. I haven't done a lot of Dotacure videos, so that was maybe new. I would love to hear from you what your ideas are. If you have something you'd like me to cover that I haven't already. I've had this channel for like 5 years, so I've covered a lot, but there are new things all the time. All right, so I think I'm done looking at the back. The way that I'll find out if I'm really done is looking at the front. And we can see a little bit. There's some holes here. Do I care? I do, because I'm going to take a picture of these. So I get this mixed up sometimes. So it looks like it's the right side where the base isn't filled in. I'm going to come back after the holes are filled, and I'll show you how to put it on the nail. Hooray! While I was gone, I went ahead and put that final coat of Wet n Wild on there to even up the texture. You want to make sure that your reverse stamps are smooth in texture, because that's the way they'll go on the nail smooth. Otherwise, it'll be kind of bumpy, you know? So this is eventually going to go here. The colors I used are simple old Sally Hansen Insta-Dry, well, whatever their opaque white is. I think this says white on time. And then this is I Dream of Greenie. I don't know. I think this might have been a special monthly one from the Polish Pickup. I don't know. But this, I think, is a regular, stocked at Beautometry and Hit the Bottle. Hello Buttercup. Really, really cool one. And I'm going to use these two. I used this one already, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. While that finishes drying, I am going to use the stamp on the yellow nail. Now, for still images, and, well, first I'm going to say, if you have any questions about anything I did or didn't do, please ask them in the comments below, of course. I keep the still images and more Mania inspiration and stuff on my Instagram. That is linked in the description below as well. Did we get a good pickup? I don't know. That's pretty cool. Looks pretty opaque. I'm gonna try it. Actually, it's really hard to judge whether you use the right, you go to the right depth when you're doing the French kind of thing on two nails in the same thing. So usually I'll like measure it and put a little dot of paint there to remind me. This was just sort of an off-the-cuff thing. Well, sorry about that. I keep hitting my head. If you like this mani, please click that like button. And more great stuff is coming, so don't forget to make certain that to click the notification bell. And make sure the notification bell is solid. If it's outlines, if it's an outline only, it's just gonna be random stuff that you get from me. I go live on YouTube sometimes. In fact, I plan one this weekend sometime. And if the bell is solid, you should get those invitations. Anyway, the other thing I was going to say was important, which is why I don't remember it. Okay, we have a beautiful reverse stamp to put on here. I'm going to kind of firm these up after the video. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you a glimpse of what the mani looks like all done. Just so many options on this plate. I kind of can't even with it. I started a Facebook group for my channel. I'm going to have that linked in the description below as well. It's optional, but I'm thinking I'm going to start putting notifications on there of what's coming out and little tips and tricks and stuff there. that are shorter than like one of my complete tutorials, like what this is. I think it's ready to put the sticky base coat on now. No, you're going to use the sticky base coat. You can use top coat if you can't find or can't afford a specialized, product for this. I used top coat for years. I used a product from LA something. I don't know. It's at Dollar Tree. And it says combination top coat, base coat. And it's a terrible top coat. It is so awful. But it works great to stay tacky for about 20 seconds. You apply it, you let it dry for about 10 seconds, and then you put on your stamp. But I am using a sticky base coat today, so I better make sure that I get this right. I've got one go at it. Am I in frame? I'm in frame. Okay, and I'm going to rock from side to side to try to minimize any crinkling. The more layers of clear coat you put on, the more crinkling you get. I didn't really get any crinkling here. Everything looks fine. As I mentioned, I'm going to hairspray this before I top coat it. I use the Target cheap kind. So, and then if things are kind of sticking out, you can use a lightly applied bit of acetone to sort of stick everything down. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and hairspray this off screen. The aimer, the Target, whatever this is, the dispenser. I need to clean I need to clean that little hole because it's not aiming straight anymore. All right, I know there's something I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, I'll be doing more YouTube live soon. You'll definitely want those rewards alerts. Sorry, I'm tired and my words tend to come and go when I'm tired. More subscriber giveaways are coming in the next couple of weeks. Don't forget, I do giveaways pretty often. They are subscriber only. Please comment below and tell me what you think of this design. Of course, you'll see the final thing in a minute. I'm just trying to hurry up and everything. I'm going to hurry up. Okay, so we have... do you like the original neon? We have the neon for competitor number 1. Or do you like this one? And again, you'll see it in its final stage in a few minutes. So, which do you prefer? Also, the next video up really is going to be the March Mani by Me box with the Alice in Wonderland theme. A lot of things are just happening in my life. So anyway, time for my corny sign off as you watch me top coat this. I always go so quiet. I'm like, oops, I don't want to breathe because I'm top coating a very important reverse stamp. Okay, so here's my corny sign off. I hope you like this one. I hope you subscribe and watch my next video. I'm so excited about these spring manis. I almost wet my plants. Bye, friends. Sorry the video was so long. I'll see you next time. It'll be soon, I promise. Bye-bye.